Hello, welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for the month of May 2020. I've not done a monthly forecast video in such a long time, and I felt a pull to do it for you guys this month. I was a little MIA with, priorities to recording, so other things that came up, and I really want to get back into posting. So while I was away, I did some thinking of how I wanted to proceed with these forecast videos. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to be pulling from all of these decks here and then putting them face down in separate piles. You can then choose the pile that resonates the most with you. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so this is what we've got for the month of May. We have pile 1, which is the blue lace agate group here. We have pile 2, which is the pyrite group. We've got pile 3, which is the fluorite group. And then we've got pile 4, which is the lepidolite group. So any of these that resonate with you, just take a minute to tap in, choose your pile, whichever one you're drawn to. There's no right or wrong answer. Try not to overthink it. Just go with whatever one that you're most attracted to. And that will be your message. Okay, so if you chose group 1, the blue lace agate group, these are your messages for the month of May. So I have not seen what these cards are, so we're kind of flipping them over together. Okay, so it looks like you've got Judgment, 6 of Wands, the Fish, Temperance. Okay, so you have 2 major arcanas here. I actually want to just mention, I'm going to put these 2 together. And I just want to mention that they look actually very similar, just in appearance, because you have an angel in both of the photos. This is the message of love for you. It says, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Okay. And then you have life restored for the Isis Oracle card deck. You have birthday. Interesting. A significant birthday holds the answer to your question. You have transformation, okay, which is another major arcana card. This is the death card in the tarot. In this oracle deck, it's the transformation card. Okay. You're getting purple, which actually says develop mental clarity. And then you've got the horse. Okay. And then I'm going to save these for the end because I'm going to do something kind of special with these. So let's start here with the center card. So the message for you, this talks about, this is your message for love. And it looks like you might be thinking of somebody and they're also thinking of you. You guys are on each other's minds so much. If it's a love interest, it's like you two are really thinking about each other a lot. And I feel like there's just a lot of time that's spent where you two are sort of daydreaming about each other. It is mutual is what I'm getting. And it fills you up. It fills you with light. It fills you with excitement. It gives you joy. Like this person gives you sort of those amorous feelings of love, and I'm sure that you do for them as well. And there is definitely attraction and love there. And this could be a friendship, this could be a budding romance, it could be someone that you love that's just on your mind a lot. Like it actually could just be a family member too, where you guys are thinking a lot about each other. It's possible that you are in communication because we are getting messages. So there could be messaging back and forth, texting back and forth, but definitely this person is on your mind and you're on their mind a lot too. So they're constantly thinking about you. So just to confirm that for you, as far as like the love department, it can be romantic love, it can be familial love, it can be friendship. But I do see that. So the next thing that I really just want to let's see what I want to focus on here next. The Judgment card. So the Judgment card is about rebirth. I always see this as about, it actually comes after the Death card. So you actually have like death and rebirth. So these two are really fitting together, and you have like this very large like angel or fairy. She's got wings too. So all of these cards have an element of spirituality, of like angels or angelic help, guides, that sort of thing, that are helping you through some sort of birthing or a transformative process. You get the birthday message here. So it can literally be a birthday, okay, if you have a birthday coming up in the month of May, or somebody that you know or that's close to you who you may be thinking about quite a bit has a birthday this month, could literally be that. Or it could be there's something that you're trying to birth in your life. You're trying to give life to something. It could be a creative project. It could be an idea, an ambition, something that you've been working on. Usually there's a gestation process of like formation and sort of behind the scenes things before you're ready to really bring it out into the light. But I actually do feel like you're ready to sort of let something out into the public, let it be seen, let it out into the light. And if it's a work project, I actually do see that you will be met with success here, because the Six of Wands talks about achievements and victories and being seen in a way by your peers or people around you where you're getting those sort of kudos and accommodations of like job well done. So people are acknowledging what you're doing here. So the Six of Wands is about important achievements to you first and foremost, but you're also being acknowledged by other people, and it most likely will bring you money since you have the Fish card. So what it says here with the Fish card: when fish swim near in an ocean vast, prospects are clear for a fortune amassed. If fish swims away, hopes are battered, cheer turns to dismay, and dreams are shattered. So you want the fish coming toward you. You don't want the fish going away from you, because it does talk about your funds. It does talk about money. So it looks like there could be money coming in, or something that is able to be brought back or restored, because you are getting this life restored message here. So it does talk about spiritual resurrection. So one of the things that I've noticed here with all of these three major arcana cards, you have the Death card, the Judgment card, and then you have the Temperance card, which is all about balance and sort of mixing and blending things together to achieve sort of this kind of middle ground, this middle state. It does have a spiritual theme between all three of these. So it talks about spiritual resurrection is a gift for you now. This is definitely a card of resurrection, the Judgment card. Things are coming back up into the light that were at one point dead. So you could be restoring something literally. You could be doing some sort of restorative projects or going back to old things that you had put aside for a while and you're kind of ready to get back to at this point, if you've got the time for that. So whatever part of you or your life you thought was dead, the transformation process is being revived. Okay, so literally this card spells out what's going on here in the major arcana cards. This is so beautiful. So it's just like the phoenix that rises from the fire, from the ashes, right? It transitions from death into life. So too you will rise again, healed and renewed. This card is all about renewal and healing. I feel like this card literally just spells out what's going on here. These cards spell out what's on this card. So there's such a mirror reflection. It's such a confirmation of some aspect of your life being brought back to life, being reborn, being restored. Okay, then we've got, let's talk about the purple card. So the purple card talks about developing mental clarity. Focus on mental clarity to achieve what you are wanting to achieve. This can be in any part of your life. So if you're setting goals, it's important to stick with it. It's also important to minimize distractions at this time, because it's asking you to really be focused and have that mindset, that mental clarity. So take care of your mind, right? meditate, get enough sleep, eat the right foods, exercise, do what you need to do to have that sharp mind and that you can focus here. Okay. So I think of purple, I think of the lotus chakra at the very top. So I think it's the Saraswara chakra. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's the seventh chakra at the very top. It's the crown chakra, I guess is how we translate it to be. So the crown chakra is all about connection with spirit, connection with higher dimensions, your angels and your guides, which I am seeing here with these angelic beings around you. You're really getting a lot of help this month to transform an area of your life that is very important to you. Okay, so May is going to be such a significant month for being like the new you in a sense, and you are getting a lot of help from your angels, from your guides, to sort of see you through it. Okay, so I like that. This looks really good. It looks like there's money coming your way. It looks like there's success coming your way. You've definitely got somebody, you know, on your mind for love. They're thinking about you. So there's definitely that as well. And let's talk about the horse. Okay, so horse talks about like power, right? So we think of horse power, and we think of freedom actually with this. I'm going to go ahead and look up the meaning in the book here just to give you a couple of words definition. Let's see what we've got. Yes, so it does signify power. So the poem or prose here says, mighty horse, power to run across the open plains, or to bring the vision of the shields dancing in the purple dream rain. Oh my God, you guys, that's amazing, because it talks about here developmental clarity, which is your vision, right? And then it talks about purple dream rain, which is very much the purple card here. So I love that. I love how it overlaps. So it's definitely about harnessing your power, okay? So taking a leap forward in life. It's very fiery. I think of Aries when I think of the horse, by the way. It's sort of the willingness to sort of gallop into a new situation, or, you know, I guess be the first person to take chances, to sort of have that courage to sort of dive in head first and not have anything sort of hold you back, or have any sort of doubts or any sort of you know, trepidation around what you're doing, because I think you're going all in May. I think this is going to be a very important month for you. I did want to do something here with the zodiac cards. So I brought this out so I could draw a little, like a little chart up for you. Okay, so actually that's interesting. So you're getting Sagittarius, the Sun, and the 6th house. Do you notice the 6 here? So we've got the 6 here, 6th house. Absolutely. Daily activities is, so the significations for the 6th house are daily activities, health, your work, service to yourself, service to others, it's your job. So there is definitely work for you. There's money there for you this month. And then you've got the horse. And it's so interesting because you have Sagittarius. Sagittarius is like half man, half horse. It's the centaur. And actually Sagittarius, you have the archer. So you've got that bow and arrow that hit the I guess the arrow that hits its goal, right? Which you actually need to have focus and clarity in order to sort of hit that mark straight on, straight away. And Sagittarius like talks about, you know, you being so in alignment with your power, with your, you know, with the horse here. So Sagittarius is about ideals, rules, getting out into the world, whatever it is that you're wanting to sort of birth as well. So it's about sort of broadcasting or publishing or showing the world something. It could literally be a podcast that you're putting out this month, or doing some sort of renovation to a project that you're redoing and putting out there. Yeah. So, and then it also talks about understanding. It talks about wisdom. and results being seen from that. And then you've also got the sun. Now the sun talks about power. It talks about your personal power, right? With the horse. I love this. The sun is exalted in the sign of Aries, rules Leo. So those are you're getting a lot of fire energy. So you've got kind of like a fire trine sort of energy of like Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries coming up for you, group one. So what's really interesting that I see about the sun being solar power and that horsepower is the sun is exalted in Aries, and I was getting that Aries vibe. So this talks about creation, and I was talking about your creative plans or something that's creative being birthed, right? And it talks about gaining respect, right? So your reputation, and that's that six of wands here. And then it says things being brought to life or light. I don't know how much more this reading could really be spot on. I hope this resonates with you. If it doesn't, this probably isn't your pile because it's so specific and so verified with everything. It looks just like a very nice web or a nice tapestry where everything is sort of confirming each other. So I really like that. I really see that. So it talks about also the sun is being like a leader, being in a leadership position, which we also do see with the Six of Wands, standing out above the crowd, having respect from other people, having admiration, acknowledgement, all of that. Talks about realizing your goals and your plans, bringing them to light, and then demonstrating what you're about, showing the world who you really are, not holding back, having that confidence. So I want to draw up a little chart here. This is just like for fun. I thought it would be like a fun visual. Let's just draw like a little chart here. And it's just, sorry, so made by hand. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You've got the 6th house sun here in Sagittarius. And then you've got Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. So this is a Cancer rising chart. So you might be a Cancer, or you might be thinking about someone who is a Cancer, or it talks about family. It may be really important for you this month as well, since we're looking at a Cancer rising chart. And so then you've got Leo, Virgo, Libra, and then Scorpio. So sun rules the sign of Leo. So we're going to go ahead and mark this house here. Hopefully you can see this okay. So the sun being in the 6th house here for you. The 6th house is about your health, right? And the sun is also an indicator of health and vitality and strength. And this is the area of your life that you're really focusing on. It's like you're shining light on the 6th house of work. Okay. So you will accomplish your goals this month. Absolutely, for sure. 100%. Also, it rules the 2nd house, which is the money house. It's your earned income. And I did see the fish here as being your income. So group 1, you're definitely getting compensated for your efforts. And I feel like, yeah, so it's all about sort of the practical details, because you're reading 2 like Artha houses or earth houses, but they're actually in fire signs. So the earth houses are the 2, the 6, and the 10th house. And then you've got the fire signs, the fire trine. So you could be either a Cancer or a fire sign. And if you're not, that's fine. This is just the overall theme, but it's just a very fiery, ambitious leadership type of month for you. And that's probably why you picked the first pile, because you are a leader. Okay. All right. Okay, group 1, this is what I've got for you. So if this reading resonated with you, feel free to leave a message in the comments, and thank you for watching. Okay, group 2. So if you picked the pyrite pile, this is your message. Let's put this here. Okay, so I have not seen what the cards are. We're going to go ahead and kind of go through them together. It's a surprise to me as well. So let's just see what you've got. All right, so you've got the Emperor, starting out very strong with the Emperor. Okay, you've got the Queen of Wands, which is definitely a character that could be you or somebody else. You've got the Child. Oh my goodness. So you've got like the whole family here. So you've got the husband, the father, uh, the Queen of Wands woman, and you've got the Child. So it's like you've got the whole family here. How interesting is that? So you've got like a group dynamic that's going on so far. You've got the Judgment card. Wow, this card came up for group 1 as well. So it came up with a different deck, but the Judgment card is the major arcana, and it's about rebirth. And it's really interesting that I'm seeing this. This is the 3D deck, but you're seeing like there's a man, a woman, and a child. How crazy is that? So you're getting this reflected back into this card. It's so amazing. The tarot is just so powerful sometimes. So this is a message about love for you. It talks about manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So this has to do with trust and faith that what you want is coming to you. It's about trust and faith that spirit, that your guides, that your angels, that God, the universe is bringing you closer to what you want and your goal. Okay, so it says it's coming soon. So it might happen in the month of May. It could be next month, but either way, it talks about just trust the process, trust what your heart is saying to you, and continue to follow what you're guided to do. Okay. So it says Divine Sunchilds, and this is the message from the Isis Oracle deck. So it says, blessings of the sun flow to you now. It's time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. This is your time to shine bright. Okay, I am definitely getting the sun here as literally being like the sun. There's a little boy in this picture. It could be a little girl, but he looks like a boy to me. He's wearing like these pantaloons. Anyway, so it talks about the sun, and then you're also having like literally the sun in the sky, which the sun is connected to the sign of Leo. The Queen of Wands is fixed fire, which is Leo as well. So I'm kind of seeing a theme here of like Leo energy. Also, the Emperor is Aries. So you're getting two strong fire signs coming up here. Okay, so it talks about doing some research. You need more information about the situation. Look into it further before proceeding. Okay. Talks about letting go as well. So one of the things group 2 that I noticed with you is that I did accidentally pull 2 cards, but I don't think anything really happens by accident. Everything is sort of meant to be in its divine way. So you're the only group that kind of got an extra bonus card here of these like magical messages from the fairies. So it talks about, as you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. And maybe that's this part about manifesting as well, okay? Because in order to manifest what you want, you have to let go. And I do get that with this Judgment card too, because it's all about releasing and just sort of giving it to God. All right, because not everything is in our control, nor should it be, because it's just too much pressure. It's too much for you. In order to not focus or dwell upon what situation you've got going on in your life right now, I would say read a book, do some research, do something that takes your focus on your studies, or something that you enjoy learning or enjoy reading. It doesn't necessarily have to be schools type stuff or learning higher education type stuff. It could be just like reading a book for enjoyment, but something that's kind of takes you into that other world. Okay, let's continue. So it talks about rest and rejuvenate. I do see like a similar imagery here with the forest, and then you've got the tree here that she's sitting in this nest. By the way, this fairy that's in this nest kind of reminds me of like the nest of the home. And you've got like, it looks like the father, the mother, and the child here. So there's something around your family or your home that you're kind of needing to just contemplate about before you take any actions, I feel. Resting and rejuvenating, looking to wait, doing more research before you make some sort of decision. Okay, so the next card you've got is Plum. So Plum talks about overcoming your challenges. Okay. And what I see in this card, it shows like a very, like it's a very rich dark color here, and then it gets lighter towards the center. It almost looks like this tiny doorway, but it's a little blurry. It's like we're not able to quite see it. So there is a solution, and I feel like it either comes later to you in the month of May or it comes to you early in June. I'm hearing the 20th, and I think that's probably because you've got the Judgment card, which is card 20th. So it could be anywhere. The numbers that we're getting here are the 20th, the 4th, and the 13th. And actually the 13 ends up being a 4 if you add the 1 and 3 together. So it could be, these dates may be significant for you in the month of May, the 4th, the 13th, and the 20th. Or it could even extend into June, which is kind of what I'm feeling. And it could go into the 4th of June or the 13th of June, but it's most likely going to be here in May. Also, something else that I'm just noticing, you've got 4, Rest and Rejuvenate. This is technically the 4 of Swords card, which is about like a respite or a break, just kind of rest and relax your mind. It's about mental peace, but it is the number 4 again. So you're getting 4, 13, which is 4, and then you're getting 4 again. Also the Plum card down here, it talks about 41. And then you've got the Wild Boar, which is 48. So definitely maybe the 4th of May will be a significant date for a lot of you. I feel like something may come up around the 4th of May that's then revisited at the end of the month up to the 20th or the 24th. Okay, so that's enough with the numerology. So you've got the Wild Boar card, and I want to go ahead and read a little bit from the book. I'm not going to read the entire part of it, just a little bit here, just to give you an idea of what the Wild Boar is. And there's like a message or a poem at the front of this chapter. So interesting. So this card, the theme of the Wild Boar is about confrontation. So the poem says, Wild Boar teaches us to confront without fear, ripping apart the denials and lies that appear. Testing courage, finding truth, its medicine will remain, a part of every human path, marking the victories we attain. Okay, so it's about really honoring the truth and confronting any sort of weakness within yourself or within another person, possibly. But it's a willingness to sort of face head on your challenges at hand. And it did say something, I think, here about overcoming challenges. Was that, where was that? Yeah, overcome your challenges. The Plum card talks about surrender, the need to control, and confronting. And it's like kind of biding your time, doing some research, finding out more information. You have all the information before you're just sort of, you know, jumping into something. So what's really interesting is that the sun child, the divine, if you think about the sun, what does the sun do? The sun illuminates situations. The sun brings light to something. So there may be something come up that you then realize and you're like, oh, okay, the veil has been brought down. What you weren't seeing before is now what you're seeing. And I feel like it could even go up into midsummer time as well, because that's the area of the timeline of the year that the sun rules. So this is all very interesting. So these are your messages. It kind of talks about what you want to have happen can happen if you kind of let go and let God in a way. So yeah, I think that's what I'm getting here. Now I did want to do something with your signs here. So I'm going to drop a little chart for you. So let's go ahead and see what the astrology chart here says. So you've got Virgo energy, you've got the moon, and you've got the 4th house. So yeah, definitely family stuff is coming up. And we saw that from the get-go with the first 3. It was definitely an indicator that there's some sort of family dynamic that's coming up here for you. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of draw this crude hand drawing of a chart here. I'm sorry, it's just kind of sloppy. So we're going to look here at 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got Virgo and we've got the moon. Okay. So definitely the 4th house is highlighted for you. It's a water house by nature, but it's in an earth sign. So we've got Virgo, let's see, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius. And this is just so rushed. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. This is a Gemini rising chart, so you may be a Gemini or someone that you're dealing with in your family or someone close to you is a Gemini. Okay, and then we've got the moon here in Virgo. What's really interesting is that it shows Gemini and Virgo. Now, what do these two have in common? Mercury. Mercury rules these 2 signs. Okay, so there's a mercurial theme to your month as well. What does Mercury represent? It represents communication. It represents research, reading, information. And so there's something that's really on your mind, okay, because you've got the moon and you've got this sort of Mercury theme. There's something that you want to communicate. There's something that you want to express. And it's important for you to take your time and really methodically think about what you want to say. Maybe even write something down before you just start saying it, or planning it out, because Virgo is all about writing, being very constructive about what they want to say. It could be constructive criticism or confronting someone in a way, but that's polite, right? So Virgo is all about sort of manners and being polite. So Virgo is about a method. So it's finding a method or a structure, analyzing something, which we kind of saw that. And then it talks about perfection. So again, so writing something down, editing it, writing it again. If you need to write an important letter, an important email, it might be good for you to make a couple of drafts first. And even if you want to have an important conversation with someone, that might not be a bad idea. Virgo is also about service and attending to the details and doing what you've got to do. So sort of your responsibilities and duties. And it is coming up. There's some sort of theme here with the mother, being a mother, because you have the child here. So it could be about planning for pregnancy. It could be planning for your child. Also, there's a lot of people that are doing homeschooling right now. So it talks about research and kind of that sort of situation that's going on. With maybe needing to mentor a child and doing what you're supposed to be doing, even if that's not your forte. It could be any of these types of things. So the 4th house talks about, the mother, right? But it also talks about the past, your home and your family. It talks about your security. What makes you feel secure? Is what's happening in your life right now giving you peace of mind? If not, we need to work on finding that with the rest and rejuvenation card. Okay? And you can do this in a safe space of your home, doing what makes you feel secure, finding your support, reaching out for support. If this is a Gemini sort of quality as well, you might have a lot of friends. You might want to talk something out with friends or people that you trust. If there's some sort of obstacle or challenge that you're faced with, you can definitely get through it. I do see that you have the wherewithal, the fortitude to sort of rise to your challenges and see them through. And there is something that will be resolved by the end of the month because you do have the Judgment card. Okay, group 2. So this was your message for the Pyrite group. So, okay, if you feel like this resonated with you, feel free to please leave me a message in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this new style of the pick a card readings for my channel. And thank you so much for watching. Hi group 3, so if you picked the fluorite, then this is going to be your message for the month of May. And I haven't looked at any of these cards yet, so we're doing it together. I'm doing this blindly, so let's see what you got. I'm really excited. Ooh, okay, so you've got the Hierophant. I like it. So you've got a really strong card then coming out right off the bat. What's really interesting with the other groups as well is that we've also gotten major arcanas. So some big themes happening in May. Usually the major arcanas have to do with sort of fated things in our life, less free will and more fate, or just bigger responsibilities that we have to sort of attend to. The Hierophant could be about classes, it can be about schools. It's also representative by the card of Taurus, so there could be some sort of learning situation going on with the Hierophant. It's also like bureaucracies, it's also businesses, organizations, things like that. So let's see what else you've got. Okay, you've got the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Okay, she is a smart cookie. So she definitely is all about communication, planning, writing, speaking. She's very intelligent, brilliant actually. So it could be like really coming up with new business ideas or doing something official this month. Where your mindset skills are needed, your communication skills are needed. And it looks like it's your realm here. Then you've got Flowers, which is about gifts, but it's not just about like physical gifts, although it could be. It talks about beauty. It almost translates here to like a beautiful mind. But flowers could be spiritual gifts as well. So it talks about happiness anew from the flowers scent. The outlook for you means encouragement. Days will be filled with pleasures come true. Fate has so willed the best unto you. Wow, what a wonderful message. And I did mention at the very beginning that it's more about fate than it is about free will. So you've got something really good coming for you that's kind of fated or destined in the month of May. All right, let's see. You've got Strength card for the 3D Tarot. This is a majors deck only. And Strength is really about forcing something to happen, but it's also being courageous and confident, right? It's the courage to speak up, and it's also knowing when to stay silent too. And she does that very well. So it's all about timing with communication. And I think that it talks about you having courage to maybe be in some sort of leadership position as well in May. Let's look at the message for love. Actually talks about friendship more like. This might be a message for people who are single, because the Queen of Swords isn't always partnered, unless she's partnered with the King of Swords, and there could be like a distance. You could be in a relationship, but that may be not the focus as much for the month of May. It actually is like showing you like your love relationships with friends, like appreciating those people around you. So it says, nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship and your love life will dramatically improve. Okay, so this also could be about focusing on closeness in your relationship. So remember, your partner, if you are partnered, is, of course, fundamentally your friend, first and foremost. Everything else comes on that. So there's some theme that you're talking about or communicating or visiting about friendship in your relationship. Maybe reestablishing a friendship connection, sort of bringing it back to the basics might be a theme for you this month. Okay, let's see what the Isis Oracle message has. It talks about abundance of Sothis. Abundance in many forms is increasing in flow to you. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered to you. Freely share your talents, love, and wisdom and self, and enjoy the abundance responsively flowing to you in many forms over and over again. Okay, there's a lot of really great things coming to you this month, group 3. You've got the Flowers, which talks about gifts and talents, and the mindset, okay, which is about sharing and communicating. Okay, So there's definitely something that you're expressing or earning or bringing into manifestation this month, and it could be through your words. I think it's actually very important for you to use your words carefully this month, because what you speak about is what you bring about. So there are words of manifestation that are really prominent in your life this month. So just be very careful about what you're saying, because it's most likely to come true. Also, communication of all types. It might be important for you to remind someone how much they mean to you. Alternatively, you could also be hearing from somebody about how much you mean to them, and it's likely to come from a friend. It talks about your love life. So I did mention that this month wasn't as much based upon love, but now we are getting a card that does talk about confirming that in love. So the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. Notice the similarities between these two messages. It's now changing for the better. Your love life will dramatically improve. If you've been feeling lonely or alone, if you're not in a relationship, it's possible that you could attract one this month. And if you are in a relationship and you just feel like there's a distance between the two of you, I actually feel like there's going to be more closeness between you and your partner this month than there has been in the past. And there is a sense of passion, because actually one of the other meanings of the Strength card is lust, desire, right? Passion. So I am seeing that for you. It actually feels really exciting. Throat chakra. Wow. I don't know how spot on this can always be. I just love how magical the tarot is. So the throat chakra talks about speaking up, using your words, right? So we kind of went over that, about what you are attracting, what you're speaking about is what you're bringing about. She's the queen of communication. So you will be communicating. Now, what they do say about relationships is the quality of the relationship is based upon the quality of the communication. So you can't have a good relationship with bad communication, okay? And so this just verifies, like, communication is going to be really rolling for you this month. I'm also seeing the 5 here, the 5 card, and you have the Hierophant, which talks about, which is also the 5 card. 5 in numerology is the number of change, adaptability, and transformation. So there's something that's changing for the better in the month of May. I love this for you. Also, the Hierophant card does talk about marriage. It does talk about marriage or commitment, okay? But it's definitely a partnership between two people that are learning from each other. So this is a beautiful thing. Let's look at, it says silver. It says be persistent. Now I'm getting this persistence energy. It does come through with the Strength card, because it's about persistence and like staying in there, having, you know, patience basically to keep doing it, keep working. The results are coming to you. Okay. Silver is also about receptivity. It's about receiving. So you might be receiving some words of affirmation from friends and your partner this month. Love it. So you've got the Hawk. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit about this from the book. I'm not going to go into all of it. I'm not going to read the whole chapter or anything, but I just want to read the poem in the front and just sort of tell you what the hawk means. The hawk is, I think, is about focus. If you're like hawk eyes, laser-like eyes on something, and the Queen of Swords is definitely like that hawk-like sort of energy. She's very focused and very observant as well. A lot of times communication isn't a lot of times communication is not in what is being said, but it's what is not being said. So there's a lot of information that can come across in the pauses, or what's underneath the words, the tone, or just the silence, right? Because it's knowing when to speak up and when to stay quiet. So there could be periods of silence where you're just really tuning into that person's energy, because, you know, I think most communication is nonverbal anyway. But I actually do see like the verbal communication being important too. Speak up, I think, is what it's saying. And maybe don't speak up at certain times this month. Now the hawk talks about the messenger. So the hawk is akin to Mercury, the messenger of the gods. Now you're getting a very air sign. I was getting like, I don't see a lot of water here. I do get Taurus with the Hierophant. The Queen of Swords is fixed air, which is Aquarius. And then you've got the Strength card, which is akin to Leo. And then you've got Mercury, which is actually rules earth and air. So you've got earth and air, a little bit of passion and fire. I don't see any water, but that's okay. The throat chakra is also airy. So it's a lot of vata, there's a lot of air. But the hawk medicine teaches you to be observant and look at your surroundings. Observe in everything that you do. Okay, life is sending you signals. Again, that silver, that receptivity. What are you intuiting? What are you pulling in? You may be getting some messages coming through from spirit. So it says, hawk, messenger of the sky, circle my dreams and teach me the message as we fly. I love that. It's beautiful. So definitely messages, communications of all type are going to be very important for you. Now this is the part that I wanted to do. I've been doing for the other readings as well. I want to go ahead and draw a chart for you based upon these cards. So we're going to look at your chart here. It's not your chart specifically, but it's like the energy of the month chart, sort of. Okay, so we've got the planet, which is Mars. We've got the sign, Gemini. Interesting, because the hawk was akin to Gemini. Well, it was actually Mercury, but Mercury rules Gemini. And then you've got the 5th house. Oh my goodness, you've got 5, and now the 5th house. So definitely some verifications of messages here. And also, by the way, love life in the zodiac, love and romance is the 5th house. What a romantic vibe. I wasn't picking up on that at first, but I'm actually really seeing it now for you. This is a month of relationships. Okay, and if you've not been satisfied for a while, it looks like things will improve this month. So what a blessing. So we're going to do the 5th house here is Gemini, and we're going to do the planet Mars. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And sorry, it's just really sloppy, but I'm kind of rushing through it. So this is actually an Aquarius chart. Now I did mention the Aquarius, so you might be an Aquarius, or your partner could be an Aquarius. But I'm getting definitely an Aquarius vibe for you, group 3. Also, a side note, the stone that you chose is fluorite, which has to do with focus, communication, and mental clarity, which the Queen of Swords definitely has because she's airy, she's air sign. And then you've got the throat chakra. So that's amazing. And then you've got the vision here. So it's like that laser-like focus and using your communication. So there's definitely something there about observing and speaking. And we've got the lion here, which she's the maiden, which might be you, is sort of prying open the lion's mouth, forcing it to speak or forcing it shut, right? So it's about sort of regulating your communication. Now let's get back to the chart. So you've got Gemini, Mars in the 5th house. What does Mars rules? Mars rules Aries, and it also rules Scorpio in traditional astrology. So we've got the 3rd house of communication, of ideas, words, effort that you make in your relationships with other people. It's also been seen as like a house of entertainment and play and sex. Same with the 5th house. 5th house is entertainment, movies, whatever that is. And you've got that Mars energy, which is really activating that. So what does Mars stand for? It talks about the drive, confronting or taking action. It talks about energizing that area of your life, again confronting, and there's force. There's a lot of forceful energy that comes in through. It's like a month of like you have to play. Especially if you've been this Queen of Swords lady for so long, where you've just been really consumed with work and you've been doing a lot. It's like you're gonna have enjoyment this month. You're going to have a lot of enjoyment. And I just see that energy of that part of your life is being energized. Okay. So the 10th house of Mars ruling Scorpio here also talks about your work. So again, she may be really work-oriented or business-oriented. You're like a businessman or a businesswoman. If you're watching this, it's like you're all about your business. You're all about your reputation, the way that things look, how you appear to the public, how you appear to other people. But actually, I'm seeing this is just more like time to like play with your partner and play with your friends this month. So very, very interesting that the sign of the chart, the Aquarius rising chart, actually matches up with the Aquarius card. I just think that's so cool. So this was your message for May Group 3. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Okay, Group 4. So if you chose the lepidolite stone, this is your message for the month of May. I have not seen these cards. I shuffled all of them and just put them face down, so we're going to be going through them together. Okay, so it looks like the first card you're getting here is the 5 of Wands. Okay, so right off the bat, it kind of shows like things being up in the air. There's a group effort here that things just are not resolved yet. There could be some competition that you're dealing with other people. But I think you're trying to work together, but it's like maybe a little bit challenging. I think everyone's kind of up for the challenge, but everyone's trying to be sort of seen and heard and having kind of everyone wants to do things in their own way. It'll either work or it won't with this card. Again, we don't know. It's kind of up in the air. Oh, interesting. You're getting another 5. 5 of Pentacles now. Okay, so there may be a lack mentality or a lack mindset in the group of like there's only so much to go around. Quite honestly, the 5 of Pentacles does talk about challenges with resources. So there could be like a scarcity in resources or something where you're like, okay, you're trying to sort of fight for that. And it could be also just fighting for attention. Also, 5 of Pentacles has to do with some challenges, again, not just resources, but it also can talk about health issues coming up, but it talks about like fighting through that. So you could be getting, you know, someone close to you, or you possibly could be, you know, overcoming something that's talks about health related, or health related issues are affecting the group is what it says. And we kind of all know what that is. It's sort of the writing's on the wall there with that. So, okay, we've got the moon, and the moon card actually does talk about health as well. So I think this is really like a health reading so far, but the moon could also be your mind, your emotions, but it also talks about the public as well. It also has a sense of romance to it, so we're getting through it. So let's see. The slumbering moon, when it rises near, means that great honors are bound to appear. Intuition and perception soar in the night. Emotions wax and wane in the moon's light. Okay, so there's heightened emotions for sure this month. Let's see what else we got. We've got the Magician. Okay, I like the Magician because he's very talented, first and foremost. Secondly, he's able to kind of do many things at once. So he's a good multitasker. He's good at, if things are a little bit of messy in your life behind the scenes, I don't think you're going to be letting on. It's like people won't know because you appear to have it all together. So this is the image that you're presenting to people, is like you're capable, you're talented. Even if you don't feel it on the inside, people don't see that. They're like, oh wow, this person's got it all together. And I do see some sort of being in the light. So this could be like showing people what you want them to see. So actually what comes to mind technically is like Instagram or Facebook or something like social media where you present the best image of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment in it. It gives you an opportunity to sort of create the world in which you want to inhabit. So that's the blessing and the skill of the Magician, is manifestation, creating the world in which you want to live. And you have the resources. Funny enough, because at the beginning it's kind of showing like the group around you is like showing like lack of resources. That's the group mindset. You, on the other hand, do not have that mindset. You're like, I don't live in a world of lack. I live in a world of abundance, and I create there is more than enough to go around and I create. So that's maybe a little bit of a friction or conflict if you're dealing with like negative people. And actually that's why I'm getting that 5 of Pentacles, because it talks about sort of something that's draining. And the moon waxes and wanes. So it drains, it revitalizes itself, it drains. So there could be sort of this cyclical energy that comes into your life where you're like feeling like full of energy, depleted, and it's from other people. And also people could just be like pulling on you, pulling on your energy this month. Either way, I feel like you're able to kind of manage your life pretty well. This is a card of Mercury. Okay, so Mercury has the skills to be adaptable and to be versatile. So I'm actually kind of liking how this is playing out so far. See, the message of love is playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together and remember, love is the greatest healer. Laughter is the greatest healer. Love is the greatest healer. Don't forget to play, okay? And, you know, Mercury likes good jokes. So watching comedy or something that's just good for your mental mindset, or just having some time, if you have to deal with the public and it's just draining or stressful, it's like when you go home, you just want to kind of cuddle up and just like watch something fun or play a game or something like that. It's really important to kind of blow off some steam, I'm feeling. Okay, let's see. It says, healing the divine masculine. So this comes up in your Isis Oracle card message. Let's read it. So it says, the divine masculine within provides protection, discernment, healing, and a deep sense of safety and holding, even through the most uncomfortable circumstances in life. Your inner masculine is going through healing right now, growing stronger in the ability to offer your inner protection and stability so that your inner feminine can blossom with creative expression. We're not talking about men and women. We're talking about masculine and feminine qualities that are in each of us. So we all have, that's actually interesting to me, because this competitive mindset is actually not feminine. It is masculine. And it's kind of like the moon is more of the feminine receptivity of like sharing groups and circles. And it's kind of like, we're all in this together, we're all gathering together. But the scarcity mindset or the lack mentality can create sort of people wanting to dominate each other or like get the prize. So we see this a lot of times. Actually, this is a card of sports, to be honest. The 5 of Wands is about competition, and it's like sort of fighting for the prize. It can also be a metaphor, but I think that's really interesting that you're getting this. It feels like a very balanced reading so far about like the masculine and feminine qualities, and then the playfulness, which is kind of straight down the middle. Spiritual teacher. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. I just feel like there's so much going on for you in the month of May. And by the way, the month of May is the 5th month of the year, and we've got 2 5s. So it actually could be like 5 5s. It could be like May 5th. Could be important for you. Also, the moon card is card 32, and 3 and 2 equal 5. So then you've got 5 5 5. 555 is an angel number, and it talks about change and transformation. And what are you changing and transforming? Maybe lower vibrations of lack and dis-ease or discomfort or competition, and sort of like mutating that or transforming that as being the alchemist and creating some sort of spiritual teaching and higher vibrational awareness or consciousness through something that's fun. People tend to learn when they're relaxed. When people are relaxed, it's usually because they're having a good time or enjoying, and that playfulness can really kind of crack open some resistance shields there. So just being fun and playful and lighthearted is actually probably one of the best teachers anyway. But I do see you being in front of other people with the Magician. People are watching you. Okay? So don't put so much pressure on yourself. Take it easy. Be light and playful, and that'll radiate through, and people will be more drawn to that, and you'll have more fun too. So let's talk about the sacral chakra is what comes up. Sacral chakra is about emotions. Okay, and we do get the heightened state of emotions here. I think group 4, you're a very sensitive group. I'm getting Pisces energy. And I'm also getting Gemini or Mercury, technically. So Mercury could be Virgo or Gemini, but I'm definitely getting like a Pisces feel or a Cancer. Definitely like water. The sacral chakra is about emotions, healing your feelings. This is also, the sacral chakra is about creativity, self-expression, sexuality. So there could be something that you're, wanting to express and create within you. So it's kind of lifting any sort of blocks around that. And it could be around men or masculine energy in your life. Turquoise, awaken your empathy. Again, empathy, I think that I was going to say with, being a sensitive group here of like Pisces, I think you are empaths. And I was picking up on that with this group dynamic of sort of draining your energy. And it's like you need to go home and replenish yourself, then to go back out and feel drained again. So, you're a very empathetic person. This group, people that are drawn to this message, it talks about caring for others, but not taking it on into your body as well. Other people's stress, other people's whatever. It's like, in order to do that, I'm getting a lot of blue. So one, it could be drinking water. There's so many ways to shift and change energies, and you can get creative with that as the magician. You can do energy work. And you probably will be this month doing some energy work. You can laugh it out. You can sweat it out. You can, sort of release anything that you're holding that's not yours, actually. I think that's kind of the theme this month. Bear. I think bear talks about, it's like mother bear, and you're getting the moon, which is the mother. Again, Cancer, maybe. Any sort of water sign. But the bear is about protection. So spiritual protection, spiritual like boundaries. And look at that, you guys. 5 again. 5, 5, 5, and 32, which is 5. How crazy is that? You're getting 5s all over the place. Again, 5 is about change, transformation, mutability. I feel like if you take something on, it's important to immediately let it go and transform it. So I think group 4, you're going to be working on energy work this month. That's kind of the focus here. You can heal yourself probably better or faster than anybody else can. So if you want to go to spiritual healers or spiritual teachers, you can, but you also are that, don't forget. So, okay. The bear talks about introspection. So I looked it up in the book here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I just wanted to read the poem in the front. And it says, "Bear, invite me into the cave where silence surrounds the answers you gave." So the power of introspection, and it's about kind of hibernating and going into your own and finding your like safety, that place of like a safe space. It could be in the home dwelling, finding a sacred space in your home too. There's going to be heightened emotions this month, and it just feels like it's mostly from other people, but there could also be something within you that you're struggling with. Either around your emotions about relationships, and it says, because it talks about healing the divine masculine, and you've got sort of the female and the male energy here. So there's definitely something that's being transformed in your life, and you are actively the one that's doing it. So you are the magician, you are the alchemist, you are changing. I don't know why I just thought of that, but like water into wine. So like you're performing your own medical miracles. You are your own healer. Okay, so this is the part that I wanted to draw out a chart for you, group 4, using the zodiac cards. So I'm going to draw like a chart for you for May. So let's look at here. We've got Aquarius. Okay. We've got Pluto, and we've got the 3rd house. Okay. So, by the way, I don't use outer planets as rulerships. So when I see Pluto, I almost attribute it to Scorpio because modern astrology attributes outer planets to rule signs. But so it would be attributed to Scorpio. But I also am feeling the Mars energy there. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and draw the chart here. So you've got the third house, you've got Aquarius. And let's draw the sign for Pluto. Okay, so Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Sorry, sloppy because I'm rushing. Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. So this is a Sagittarius chart. But I'm really being so pulled to the 12th house. The 12th house is a house of release, death, transformation, letting go, letting it flow, letting it go. And Pluto is in the 3rd house of Aquarius. Okay, so we're getting that here. But I'm still just so much seeing the 12th house here because Pluto kind of technically rules Scorpio in modern astrology. Either way, whether it's Mars energy or Pluto energy here, it's about the need to control, okay? Obsessions, power struggles. We get that here. We get the power struggle. We get the competition. We get that. This is sort of letting go of sort of the baser energies of life, or the lower energies, and sort of trading it in for a higher energy. So then it talks about resurrecting, getting to the heart of something. Do or die, you must do it. So it's like something is very important for you to heal this month, and I think you're being given the opportunity and the time to really work on that and do that. So the 3rd house talks about your ideas, short-term thinking and trips, also solutions. Who or what is around you? Again, remember, other people might be draining to you this month. Other people might be causing you stress. It's important to pull away, do what you need to do to release any energy, but don't get wrapped up in it. Don't get swept up in the mass hysteria or whatever is going on, the mass competition there. Because you're kind of, a special person in the sense that you can sort of not get swept up in that. You have your own thing going. You've got your own resources, your own ability to transform. So, and manifest what it is that you're looking for here. So the 3rd house is also about making the right connections, okay? People that are like this, they're stressing you out with their negativity and lack mindset, find people that are like, you like to laugh with, basically. Okay, so it talks about ideas, questions, and getting ideas going. Okay, so coming up again with new creative solutions in order to transform your energy or protect yourself. And you need time for introspection as well. So it's like the message that I'm getting here is like pulling away from groups and associations, finding specific people to laugh and play with, and also creating time for yourself. So Aquarius talks about genius energy, experimentation, discovering things, and it's about being eccentric as well, eccentricities, which is cool because it talks about your independence and doing things kind of your way and marching to the beat of your own drum. You don't have to follow the crowd, follow your vision, right? So what's new and different? You can create something new and different in your life. Do something unconventional. Again, you're not a sheep. Let's not follow the herd. There's no herd mentality. And Sagittarius is all about sort of rising above and like finding new goals, or just sort of like leveling up. I feel like that's the overall energy for you this month. And I feel like you will be transforming or changing something with all the 5s here, and you will be healing something. Okay, group 4. So this was your message for the month of May. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think this was probably my favorite video that I've made in a long time. I know I haven't done them in a long time, but I really enjoyed doing this. And I really felt connected with all of the different groups, and they were just so different and unique. And I'm definitely going to do this again, and I hope you liked this format. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you the next month's readings. Have a wonderful and prosperous May. Take care and be well.